a health question, don't guess yourself. Tune in now for Senior Health.
Doctors you trust, clear and true.
Expert advice just for you.
And welcome to Senior Health Questions. I'm Rhett Palmer, your host, and I have my new best friend in here. She's Wendi Kramer with a K, and she owns the Kramer, what is it called, the Kramer?
Kramer Wellness.
Kramer Wellness. And in Vero Beach, Florida, they're on 43rd. And I spent half a day there yesterday, and I got to say, it was a marvelous experience. And so I've invited her to come down and talk about health. And amazing coincidence because you are a survivor of cancer,
Yes.
as my wife is. And my wife's going to come over and get to know you and participate over there. And I can't wait for that. But I'm sure that gives you a deep level of compassion that you wouldn't have had you not gone through that dark tunnel like we went through.
Oh yeah. So the first thing that you do when you get told that you have an illness, you get desperate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get desperate and you start doing research. So I am here to provide some information, awareness, and also assistance. Treatments. I am a registered nurse, and I got to tell you, even with that, I didn't know what I was doing. So there's a lot of people out there with questions with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You know, even healthcare.
I never met a nurse I didn't like.
Oh,
Well, I remember when I was younger, my lungs collapsed, and I had to have emergency surgery, 13 hours, almost died. But they didn't have ICU back then. So I had, 8 hours I'd have this nurse, 8 hours I'd have that nurse, 8 hours, and every day it was like that. And it's really the nurses that helped me convalesce from that severe surgery. I never met a nurse I didn't like. I think they have a gift of, biblically, I think it's a gift of, it says a gift of mercy.
yep.
Yeah.
Compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I liked about her the first time I met her, she just smiled across the table. I was at an event, and you got those eyes that smile, and
thank
you can't fake that. God's given you a gift of, I guess it's love. You love people. And, you don't want to, Dr. Steinfeld, he's the orthopedic surgeon in this area. And I asked him one day, I had a professor, and he said, the way you can tell somebody when they answer is to say, do you love what you do, Richard? He said, I love it. Then you know he's in it. And you love what you do, don't you?
I love it.
You do.
Yes.
You.
You have to have the passion for it, and
Yeah.
I think it helped me. It helped me go through it. That way I can say, I know what you're going through, so the experience of being sick,
Yeah.
help other people out, because you cannot imagine the trauma. You cannot imagine it's a scary situation.
Well, I know we had 3 different cancers. Did you have 3 different cancers too?
I had breast, and I also had uterine cancer.
And now you've been clean for over 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And that's the good sign. They say, the chance of recidivism now is,
That's right.
not likely at all.
No.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Did these things that you're doing now for others, is that something you participated in that helped you, win the battle against cancer?
Oh yeah, I visited many different wellness centers. One being Hippocrates in West Palm, really good reputation. In Tampa, I also did another clinic like that. So I brought all the teachings and all the stuff that I learned and I did for myself. I brought it here to Vero.
It's funny how the Lord leads us through things that really are a gift to others now.
Yeah.
Because now you're duplicating your salvation health-wise and to other people. Like you explained to them yesterday. Now your spa, we should go down I call it a spa. Is that okay?
Yeah,
or a wellness center. And ladies, I tell you what, or guys, you want to treat yourself to a day. I know women will do this for themselves, particularly. Take a day and go through there. You won't be able to do everything in one day, I don't think, because I went to the salt center you have there and was in there for a half an hour, and we'll talk about that. Also, you had me put my feet into a very, very hot water. And what did you do that drew out the impurities? And you could see them. The water was regular water. It turned to brown by the time I left. Yuck. What was that?
Well, so that treatment is called the ionic foot bath. Right?
Ionic foot bath.
Yes. So you start with a bucket and then a liner, and then I put 3 teaspoons of Dead Sea salt in the water. The water has to be between 103 and 107. Why? Because your pores of the bottom of your feet have to open up, right? So your feet go in there. You have to acclimate because it is pretty hot.
Yeah.
And then you put an array. An array is something that will give that water electric, right? Well, it helps to build energy in that water. So what it creates is a lot of negative ions, right? Those negative ions penetrate the skin with the open pores, right?
Yeah.
The bottom of your feet.
Yeah.
And then it starts pulling impurities out of your whole body. Now, everybody has things that are different, right? So anything that is most pertinent in your body, you'll start seeing it. And what it does, it changes the color as it just gets deepened. And you'll probably feel like tingling on your legs, on your feet. You'll feel that, and then afterwards you get very malaise. You get very relaxed because you're detoxing at that point. So that is the whole basic treatment. But it's so non-invasive.
Yeah.
But it does
Who doesn't
work.
want their feet being soaked in Epsom salts, right?
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, I am not putting my feet in there until I was made to put my feet in there. It's kind of scary. Do I really want to do that? Or
Yeah.
But it works. The first time I did it, my doctor said that I liver pooled. The water turned black. And I felt better. It was like like a release. And, it was all black. So
Mine was very dark brown, like a red brown.
So that means you're digestive, so... But we all have it. As you keep doing it, the water gets clearer and clearer.
It's kind of like when you urinate, they say if it's a deep, dark yellow, you've got impurities it's cleaning. When you have a clear urine, that means you're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're drinking enough water.
Yes.
Same thing with this stuff. I can't wait to go back and do it again.
So the other thing that I do, one of the doctors at Moffitt told me to do, was to change my water. So I have a water system.
Now, you mean drinking water?
Drinking water, yes.
Yeah, and this is phenomenal results, I've heard. Go ahead, tell them about this.
Well, so the water that we have is from Sacred Water. The owner's Mikey Schmidt. So what happens there is, so you do a reverse osmosis, right? You have a reverse osmosis system. So that means you're taking everything out of the water, and it's kind of like getting it to a distilled form of water.
Yeah.
And then you remineralize the water, right? Making that water a 9.5 alkaline water, right? And then you add hydrogen to that water, and it just becomes more potent, to clean your system out, right?
Yeah, this is something you don't typically have at a house, even if you have the or whatever the
Reverse osmosis.
Yeah, I had that, but this adds a whole lot more to it. And you have all these, particularly, there's a lot of well-to-do people that are coming in there and buying water.
Well, you saw that, people are just buying water left and right. Why? Because the water has a different taste. It's just water. You don't taste anything else. It's clear and it's delicious, and it gives you back. So let's say you're drinking just regular reverse osmosis, right?
Yeah.
Well, without any minerals, guess where the minerals come from? When you're taking that drink, it depletes you of your own because it grabs to your own electrolytes.
Why, I wonder?
I don't know, but that water wants electrolytes. It wants some minerals in it, So by putting the minerals back in, it replenishes what other waters have depleted you with.
Yeah.
So,
that's great.
Yeah, so that's one thing. But then how I start, I always ask people, have you ever been tested? Have you ever have the MTHFR gene mutation? Have you ever had that done?
I don't think so.
Do you know what that is?
No.
So it's a gene that prevents you from methylating vitamins.
What do you mean?
So it doesn't absorb it.
Oh.
So if you're taking a vitamin and you have this gene mutation,
They're not doing you any good.
they're not doing you any good.
You're just urinating them out.
Yes, and in order for you to get better, there are supplements out there that you can use, and it will be beneficial for you. But if you have this mutation, you really need to know if you're sick, because people may be giving you things and you're not absorbing it, so you're not getting the benefit of it.
They don't assimilate into the system.
Yeah, so that mutation, that gene mutation, is called MTHFR.
So what do you do to rectify that?
Well, you kind of can do it other ways, but typically when you get a product like, let's say, B12, right? And
That's something I actually take now.
you do, it's very good for you. So,
But how do we know if it's assimilated?
well, you have to get that test done. You're not going to know if it is or
Did
isn't.
you give this test?
No, but I had to do it because I want my, my products to work on people.
Who gives that test?
You can go to your doctor and have Quest.
Quest.
Yeah, they'll
And
draw
what's
it
it
for you.
called?
MTHFR.
Hold it.
THFR.
THMF.
Gene mutation.
And if you forget what she said here, you can always call you, right? And
Yeah.
it's Wendi Kramer,
Yeah.
and she's the owner with her husband and family of Kramer Wellness.
Yeah, you can call me at 772-410-4758.
We're going to give that number out a few times. What's the number again? Slowly. 772
410
410
4758.
4758.
Yeah.
And it's
you
over
can
on
also do
43rd Avenue in Vero
18
Beach, Florida.
1850 43rd Avenue.
Yeah.
You can also do your own research on it. That's the first thing you should do, because if you don't know, then you don't know if you're healing. You know what I'm saying? Then I have my own little protocol that I do, when you come in there, if you're saying, I don't feel good, da-da-da-da-da. So I do the detox the way that it would start you detoxifying from your body, because you have 3 ways of externally detox. So you detox from your liver, your kidneys, and your largest organ, which is your skin. And if you can't do that, some people tell me that they don't sweat. What? That's what I say. In Florida, you can't sweat? No, they don't sweat. Well, that means
That's
that their
very
pathways,
unhealthy.
that's right. That means that their pathways are closed and they need those open,
And you know who else can't sweat?
Hmm.
Dogs. That's why you have to have them to have water at all times.
all times. The other thing I do, so I do the water, which is hydration. I do the detox, and I do. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the therapies that I offer. So one is colonics. Colonics irrigate the system with 15 gallons of water, irrigating that colon, just the large intestine. When you do, you just take all the stuff that should not be in there, and it just grabs it and removes it.
What, does it suck it out or something?
It sucks it out. That's right.
So you don't have to see it or anything.
You don't see it, but I do have ways that you can see it. I have a camera and all.
Well, it seems like an embarrassing thing to do.
But you know what? Some people are like, no, I don't want to see it. And then I get them on my table, and they're like, oh my gosh, because I have a camera, and they can see what's happening. They're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe, So they get interested, and they're like, okay, let's do the other one. So
What's the other one?
well, and again,
Oh, yeah, another one, yeah.
So a lot of people come with me to me too, saying, hey, can I get a coffee enema? Well, an enema
What does that do for you?
An enema kind of initiates the liver to detox.
Yeah.
But they were like, I never really felt good, doing it. So I'm like, well, have you done the colonics first? Because if your colon is full, it's not going to get through the colon, right? So, I teach. That's all I do is teach. And once you get on my table, they realize what I had said is going on. So it's a phenomenon, it's kind of fun, and it's also very interesting and educational as well. So then I have the salt room. And I always say to people, up north, you use salt to melt the snow. Here, we use the salt to melt the mucus. So when you have respiratory issues, like a respiratory issue, what it does, it goes into your lungs, because you're in there, you're talking. I encourage you to talk and to sing and, bring a friend so you guys can just have a conversation. And it goes through your nose and your lips, into your mouth, and you start coughing it out. And remember, salt is sterile. So
Sterile?
It's sterile. So what you're going to do is just, cough it out, and then you go home and you start draining. And that's what you want. You don't want that mucus to stay there. You want it to come out.
I remember my stepfather, great guy. He said it's always good to go down to the ocean and breathe in that
That's right.
ocean water. And essentially, that's what you're doing. When I took that yesterday at your spa,
Mm-hmm.
your wellness center on 43rd, Kramer Wellness Center, by the way, that's very healthy for you because that salt's going in. Something very good about salt. And for years they said salt was no good. Now they're saying again it is good. And my stepfather, he also said that they took his mother off of salt completely, and she went downhill and died. He said to this day he believed that it was the taking the salt. We need salt. You got to watch out. They go through these periods to think you don't need salt, just like they used to say eggs were bad for you. Now we know eggs are good for you.
Well, so what happens to you when you don't feel good and you have to go to the ER? What's the first thing that they give you?
Yeah, the
Right?
salt thing.
1,000 cc's. That's right.
Yeah,
of
you're a
IV
nurse.
fluids.
You would know about that.
That's
yeah,
right.
they stick it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
give you salt. If
So-
the ambulance comes, what do they give you?
That's right.
Salt.
IV salt. That's right. So,
So who started this thing about salt not being good for you?
You know what?
Do you know what I've been eating a lot of?
Go ahead.
And I wanted to know, maybe you'd know. So I'm on this new thing of being diagnosed as a diabetic, and I'm on the Ongero. But I've been eating olives. Now, they're very salty. I'll eat 30 at a sitting, and the little green ones with the red pimento in it. I don't know. I think it's a gift. I said, there must be something in this. I know the olive oil is very good for you. Do you know anything about that?
Well, so that's one of the essential elements in your water.
Is salt?
It's salt. So you want that for it to become minerals. So if you buy, let's say, LMT, which is in those packages, of electrolytes, that's the first ingredient that they have in there. It's salt. Why? Because it replenishes some of the electrolytes that you have sweated out.
What do you think about this whole thing about pink
Himalayan salt?
Yeah.
So I really have to be picky with pink Himalayan, because so I do something that's called oh my gosh, you just put me on the spot, but it's a different salt, and you can get it at the store, and I put a pinch of it right inside the water, and it gives it electrolytes, and it has 89 minerals in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
Should you
really
put
good
that in
salt.
water and drink it?
That's what we do, yeah. Some people take it and put it in their hand. They lick the hand, and then they chase it down with water. Yeah. It's really good. We have to learn, especially here in Florida. Even if you sit and go outside, it's so humid out there, you're going to sweat. And you're sweating away your electrolytes. So it's really important to stay hydrated.
I remember that when I was in Israel to shoot a music video many years ago, 30-something years ago, but they said you need to drink 6 of these bottles of water every day because you're in the arid environment. You won't even know you're drying yourself out.
That's right. And I got to tell you, so we have tested our water through Flowers Lab in Port St. Lucie, and our water is clear, and it is healthy for you. So if you come to me and say, hey, how do I get that water? Of course, I have 5 gallons. I got 3 gallons. I got, I got bottles of water that you can purchase. And then you get the water, but then you can get it at your home too. You know what I'm saying? Which is very beneficial. So that's sacred again. I want this water for everybody to have, just to get healthy and hydrated. So, okay. So
Do you sell it by the gallon?
we sell it by 5 gallons, 3 gallons. We sell it by quarts. You can come in whenever you have a therapy from me. Bring your thermos. I tell them, where's your thermos? Because you can drink it while you're there. I want you to drink it while you're there.
And there's no charge while you're there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if you want it in your home, I also have those electric things that go on top of like a 5 gallon bucket, jar that you you press a button up on top, and it's like a faucet. Just bring, yeah. So people they love the water. I have plenty of people coming in for water.
Yeah, I heard
yeah,
that.
yeah. So then I have a lot of supplements that go with my, my therapies. One of them is being a probiotic. So a lot of times when we get sick, we ask our doctor, and the first thing they do is give us antibiotics, right?
What is a probiotic?
A probiotic is so there's many different types of probiotics, but what that does for your body, it replenishes the good bacteria in your gut. So if you can just metaphorically look at a lawn, right? And let's say it has sand. Water goes right into that sand and, very fast, right? But if you have like lawn, like grass, right? The grass keeps some of that water, right? And it hydrates the whole thing and it makes it green. Well, that's what your flora, your biome needs. It needs good bacteria in order to push things forward. A lot of people get constipated. They have loose stools. And this probiotic, probiotics are really good for that. They give you the good bacteria that you need in your gut. So that takes me to the next therapy, which is colonics.
Yeah.
Colonics is one of the best
You
things.
specialize in that.
Yeah. That's because I think I'm here because of it. I know that I'm here. Chemo killed my peristalsis, and they gave me everything that they had. They threw everything at me, and I still could not go.
Did you have chemo brain for a while?
Oh, I think I still do,
So Barbara, was
Yeah.
upset about that initially. It took years.
Yeah, and it will still,
And you've been clean 10 years, over 10 years.
over 10 years, yeah.
Same with her, yeah.
But it's still, as you get older too, that happens too, So I'm always like trying to like take things that are more natural to give me focus. I take a lot of methylene blue.
Who?
Methylene blue.
What is that?
That's just another, product that helps with focus and energy. Yes, you can look it up. It's so
Methylene
you know
blue.
what? With everything that that the world has, you're always going to have the negatives and the positives. So you really got to do your own research. Methylene blue, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said it, but
Why wouldn't you say it?
well, because a lot of people. So somebody on Facebook took a picture of Mr. Kennedy,
Oh, yeah.
and he was in a plane, and he had this liquid blue that he put into his water.
Yeah.
So it became more famous, right? So a lot of people are buying methylene blue without their research, so they're not really getting the benefit because some stuff is not true. Methylene blue,
Oh.
Yeah, so you got to be very careful, and you
How do
also
you know it's true?
when you get it from a reliable source, then that's
You sell that.
I sell it. Yes.
You do your research to make sure.
I do my research, yeah. And I also have a friend whose name is Amir. He owns the
Oh,
Perkins.
I know Amir.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's a pharmacist.
Yeah.
And
He's been right here in the seat where you're in.
That's right. You know what? We
Nice man.
We love him. Why? Because he is a pharmacist, and he wants people. He has the same idea I do. We want to be able to help people.
Yeah.
So he sells it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one that I buy. I know where it's coming from. I do not go online.
He
and,
seems to be a very good man.
yeah, he is.
A dedicated Christian, a real guy.
Yes.
Married, children,
Yes.
he's a real family man. Owns 2 different pharmacies, too.
Yeah, and Port St. Lucie
Port
and
St.
here.
Lucie and then
yeah.
here in Vero Beach, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, just in case somebody's just tuning in, we're talking with Wendi Kramer. And Wendi Kramer is the owner of Kramer Wellness Center.
Yes.
It's located on
1850.
1850, 43rd. And so this has really been, I called a friend yesterday after I was there. And I said, I made a new friend and I got a new sponsor for our magazine. And I said, place is phenomenal. You have to go there. And sure enough, she's pretty well to do. And then she said, oh, yeah, I was there last year. She's going to go back again before she leaves town. So I said, yeah, I knew this is right up her alley. And so, yeah, you're very popular, you know.
Well, you know what? The people that come in there are, once you enter, you're family.
Yeah.
And we treat you like family. So
Yeah.
when something is wrong, we treat you. you know.
So I congratulate you on having such great success.
And thank you.
And your husband built the whole thing.
So, so we signed the contract in 2020. What happened in 2020?
Yeah,
COVID
COVID.
happened. So my husband and my niece, Brookie, she had, you know, she and him, they did most of the work in there. Of course, we had to hire a few contractors, but nobody was coming out. You know, nobody was going into your home. Everybody was afraid.
yeah.
So my husband did most of the work there. Yeah.
And you have a good landlord who.
I love where we are. You know what? It doesn't get that much walking traffic, but it's gonna get there. You know, and with
This guy
his,
let us off for a big hook for half of what we owed. You know.
yeah,
Well, there was everything dried up.
yeah. So, and he's such a great guy. And you know what? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God, because the way he led me, and he led me to John, who is the owner of the building. I mean, that plaza is remarkable, you know, and it's gonna grow.
Yeah, well, he's a good man. I like to meet him sometimes. It's always nice to meet nice people like that. So, anyway, well, so I know you have to get back to doing something else right now. You get some other appointments, but you'll be coming back with frequency, hopefully.
Yes,
And we're going
I
to
would
learn more
love
and
to.
more about this.
So I want to do. Can I say two more things?
Sure.
I also offer IV infusions.
IV infusions.
Yes, and I do offer a massages. So you know, we have the best people. I have Caroline doing craniosacral with lymphatics. She's one of the best. But then here's gonna come Sadia. Sadia is my
Sadia, yeah.
she's
something
really good.
else.
And we
She
also
gave me a massage in the back yesterday, you know?
she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. And
Very strong fingers.
and you know what? She's a good girl in faith. She has her faith.
She
you know.
lives in the Lord. Yeah.
And I also have the two roots, the juice bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the juice bar.
so Beatrice is in charge of that. So I have a lot of things coming in for the people in Vero. And
Who was the other
so,
young lady that was there yesterday?
Jess.
Jess.
Yes.
Jes.
Yeah. So she's military.
Yeah.
You know, but she came into me and then she wanted to work for me, and she's still there. I've been blessed with such a great staff.
They are. It's really
Yeah.
just a positive vibe there. So if you want to book yourself a treat, get over to there. Now let's list everything you have there.
So I have
It's the Kramer Wellness Center on 43rd in Vero Beach, Florida.
So we have supplements. We have the alkaline water. We have a salt room. We have the ionic foot bath. We have colonics. We have massage. We have, so I have a sauna. So we offer ozone sauna. We also have the red light sauna. So, yeah, so we
You
have
also forget the salt.
the salt room. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I love the salt room. And just so you know, too, if your kids are sick, I treat kids free. You can, yes. And kids are, I have 7 grandchildren.
You have 7.
7 grandchildren.
Gee wilkers.
That's right. So I love kids. And when they are sick and parents have a lot to do, I want to give them a little help so they can come and use the salt room for free. So
That's wonderful.
yeah. Because the only thing that they get is, you know, kids touch everything. And what do they get? Those runny noses, you know, so they come in for free.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. Great to know you. Great getting to know you. And we'll hear and see more about you in the future. Kramer Wellness on 43rd in Vero Beach. And the phone number is 772
410, sorry, 772
410
4758.
4758. It's good when you make a mistake. You want to know why?
Why?
Because then people remember the right one more. It works to your benefit, you know?
Oops.
So listen, thank you for coming in. Great to know you,
No, thank
Wendy.
you for
Look
having
forward to
me.
getting you know better.
Thank you.
And say hi to everybody
You
over
too.
there for me, would you?
I sure will. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
you and I in a series of getting and staying healthy together.